You're watching the Central Post. This is Samiksha Jay. So the Union Budget 2026 is here, and Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has delivered her ninth straight budget. The theme this time is Kartavya, duty. And from the very start, the message is clear. This budget focuses more on long-term direction than instant relief. The government says its duty is to keep the economy growing despite global uncertainty, help people build earning capacity, and ensure more inclusive access to opportunities. But for majority of Indians, the question is simple. How will this affect on my daily life? Let's break it down. A big highlight is the increase in public capital expenditure to 12.2 lakh crore rupees. That means more highways, rail lines, logistic hubs, and industrial corridors. In the long run, this could mean smoother transport of goods. When logistics improves, things like vegetables, groceries, cement, steel, and household items can be moved faster and cheaper. So maybe not today, but over time, better roads and rail can mean more stable prices for everyday products. Manufacturing also gets a stronger push. The semiconductor mission, electronic components incentives, and container manufacturing plants may sound technical, but they affect daily life more than we think. If India produces more electronic components locally, items like mobile phones, TVs, laptops, and even home appliances could become less dependent on imports, which can help control price spikes when global supply chains get disturbed. The Biopharma Shakti initiative and customs duty cuts on several cancer and rare diseases medicines directly affect the health sector. While it's not a blanket healthcare relief, it does mean some critical and certain medicines may become more affordable. That's a big deal for families dealing with serious illness. Infrastructure plans like high-speed rail corridors and freight corridors may not change your daily commute tomorrow, but freight corridors can make transport of goods like FMCG products, packaged foods, clothes, and construction materials more efficient. Again, the benefit is gradual. This budget clearly focuses on long-term stability rather than short-term subsidies. On the social side, the girls' hostel plan in university townships may not touch your wallet directly, but they matter for families planning higher education for daughters. Many for working for rural girls, their education, safer accommodation, and better education job links can reduce the financial and social burden on households over time. Now comes the part that many middle-class families waited for: taxes. There are no changes in income tax slabs, so salaried households won't see immediate extra savings. The focus instead is on simplification and compliance ease. Reduce TCS on education and reduce TCS on broad education and medical remittances help families spending money abroad for studies or treatment. But for day-to-day expenses like groceries, rent, fuel, school fee, there's no direct relief announced. One noticeable change is increasing the STT on futures and options. That mainly affects traders, but markets reacted negatively, showing that investor sentiment wasn't fully upbeat. So overall, this budget does not give instant price cuts on petrol, LPG, or household groceries. Instead, it focuses on building systems, manufacturing infrastructure, logistics, and skills, which the government believes will keep prices stable and incomes stronger in the future. Supporters say that this is responsible foundation building policy, while critics argue that the common taxpayer needed immediate breathing room. In simple terms, this is a future focused budget which clearly focuses more on supply, production, and infrastructure so that everyday goods such as medicines to electronics to consumer products become more stable and less import driven. But for now, the monthly household budget of most families maybe not feel a dramatic change. And as always, the real story will depend on how these plans move from paper to the ground. That is, the announcement may have happened, but the implementation is the real play. Let's see what happens. Keep watching the Central Post.